Very good morning, dear children. Dear children, we are going to start civics chapter 5, which is working of institution. It is chapter number 4 in the new book. So the name of the chapter is working of institutions. Now children, we will just see the overview of this chapter. Children, in this chapter we are just going to discuss about the different institutions of a country and how they work. See, in a democracy, it is not just about electing the rulers by the citizens. Fine, there are some rules, there are some procedures which are to be followed, and all these people which are representative, all the governments, they have to work under some institutions. Different work is assigned to different institutions. So, children, what are these institutions and how they are going to work? That we are going to see in this chapter. The major institutions, they are, children, you might have heard about different organs. So, they were the legislature, executive, and the judiciary. And we will see how they work. We will check out the detailed explanation, and we will talk about their subheadings. This all we are going to study in this chapter. So first of all, children, the topic is how is a major policy decision taken. So how is a decision taken? Is it like anybody can give any order and it is done? So that we are going to see now. See, a government order on August 13, 1990, the government of India, it issued an order, and children, that order is known as office memorandum. Fine. So what is office memorandum? It is just like a circular or a notice which is given to you by the school. Fine, which tells you what is going to happen and when. Fine. So office memorandum, they are a type of government notice or government circular. So, children, the Joint Secretary of the Department of Personnel and Training in the Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, he signed the order. Fine. So, it was, very short order, as you can see in the picture down. Fine. And what is the notice about is that, see, it is about 27% reservation for socially and educationally backward classes in civil post and services. Fine. And what is the subject? Again, the reservation for the backward classes in civil post and services. So basically, this decision was regarding, the civil, the reservation, 27% reservation of socially and educational backward classes. 27% quota is fixed for these people. Fine. So this was about the what you call it, office memorandum. Now, children, the question arises: is it only the officer in charge which makes the order, or what is it? So the decision makers, who all are going to decide about this? It's a big decision. So a single person cannot take a big decision for the whole country. The officer is just an implementer. Fine, he is just implementing the instructions whatever he has followed, I mean whatever he has got. Fine. But if you talk about who's taking the major decision, so there are different functionaries, different people. Fine, those who are going to go through this. First is the Prime Minister, who is the head of the state and he is the highest formal authority in the country. Then the Prime Minister, he is the head of the government and he is exercising all the governmental powers. Actually, he has all the powers and he is going to take most of the decisions, and that also in the cabinet meetings. He cannot take any decision personally, or means he has to consult all. Parliament, now Parliament is a place where they are going to discuss it. So it consists of president and two houses, that Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Fine. Now Prime Minister, he must have the support of Lok Sabha members. Fine. Then only the decision can be taken. So if you talk about the Mandal Commission, I am just giving you an example. Fine, there is a long chain of events. So the government of India, they have appointed a commission, fine, in 1979 regarding the, you know uh, backward classes. So the head was BP Mandal, so that commission was known as Mandal Commission, and the work given to them was to determine the criteria to identify the socially and educationally backward classes in India, and to recommend the steps which are to be taken for their advancement. Fine, the Mandal Commission, it gave its report in 1980, and what does they said? They recommended that, means they gave many suggestions, but one of the recommendation was 27% of the government jobs should be reserved for these people, socially and educationally backward classes. Now, children, it was discussed in the parliament for so many times, for several years. You know, parties were demanding to implement it, some were saying not to implement it. But in the Lok Sabha elections of 1989, the election manifesto of Janata Dal, a political party, was this only. The Janata Dal said if they are going to be in power, the first thing they are going to do is they are going to implement the Mandal Commission report. The same happened. The people were happy, those who were in favor of the Mandal Commission. They voted them. Fine. And the party came in power, and its leader, VP Singh, he became the Prime Minister. Fine, he did so many developmental things, but the first thing which he had to do was to implement the Mandal Commission. Now, the chain, look at the chain. The president, he addressed the parliament, and he told the intention of the government, that the government wants to implement the recommendations of the Mandal Commission. Fine. On 6 August 1990, the Union Cabinet, this you all will you will read in detail in the coming chapter. Fine. So the Union Cabinet, they all they took a formal decision to implement that. Next day, Prime Minister VP Singh informed the Parliament and regarding the decision, and they talked to the both the houses. Fine. And the cabinet, means the decision was sent by the cabinet to the department in charge, and whosoever was the senior officer, he approved it and he implemented it. And when it was implemented on August 13, 1990. But children, for many months, it was hotly debated issue. It was everywhere in newspapers and magazines, everywhere. People, they have different views. Some were in favor of it, someone were against it. Protests were there, counter protests were there, even violent. The protest became violent also. So people, they reacted strongly. Fine. So some said that this reservation should not be there, it is not good for others. Some said it is good, means different opinions. Fine. Now, children, after that was what happened. Now, how this dispute was resolved. See, here we are not discussing about the dispute, we are just taking an example how an order is, how a decision is taken, how it is implemented. So, see, whenever you are not, nobody is settling your dispute, who is going to settle the dispute regarding the government decision? So, it is the Supreme Court or the High Court. So, persons and associations, they started filing reports, cases in the courts also. So, the Supreme Court, it bunched all the cases together and gave the name with Indira Sane and others versus Union of India case. Fine. 11 judges, they heard this of the Supreme Court, they heard the arguments, and they said that Supreme Court declared that this order is of government is valid and it should be implemented, but it should be modified. So what modifications was done? All the persons who were who belong to backward class, but they were good enough, well off, so they were excluded from this Mandal Commission report. Fine. So this way, this memorandum was again passed in September 8, 1993, and after that only the dispute came to an end. So this was all about today's topic, children. Thank you and have a nice day.